How's everyone doing out there today? I'm Dissonance. Thanks for tuning into my channel. We are about 24 hours into the GODFORGE Alpha Wave 3 competition, so I'm doing just a little bit of an account update, show you where I've gotten. We did about 8 hours on stream yesterday. My original goal was to hit level 90. Obviously, I'm not going to win the first or second to complete the entire Caverns. I was kind of expecting that, but 8 hours was a good solid investment and a step up from my pace last alpha. So we're taking things as we go. I knew I was going to kind of hit a point where I was going to have to stop and farm. I'm just glad that we pretty much made it all the way to 90 without having to worry about that. So that was good. First thing that comes up, of course, when you're starting is, what is your starter hero going to be? Now I played with all of the different starter heroes at some point in the last 3 alphas. I had them all, level or rank 6. I had them all built out and I used them all. And I came into this pretty sure that I was going to be using Ramses. But at the last minute, I was just rereading through the kits again, and I looked at Ramses. Oh, let's see, hold on. I think I got a copy of him somewhere. Obviously, obviously I didn't choose him. But I was rereading through the abilities, and this one caught my attention. If enemy is defeated, increase the turn meter of this hero by 30%. I could have sworn I came into this thinking, and I could be crazy, totally be crazy. I thought for sure that was increase the divinity, and I had it in my mind that was the part of his kit that drove him, right? You go in with your ability, you kill everything, you come in with your ultimate, you kill everything, you come back, and you have everything back again. But for whatever reason, I didn't see this part. Maybe I just completely overlooked it, or maybe it wasn't on the starting ability screen. I'd have to go back and look, but that's not super important right now. The passive of his ultimate, or the way that he gains divinity, is by defeating enemies, right? So this is what drives his kit. So at the last second, I made a pivot. And I went with Lady Shock, right? And honestly, you can't go wrong with any of them. You just can't. They're all good. But I enjoyed using Lady Shock. She puts out a lot of damage. She also puts out a lot of bleed, which can be really nice. It's not quite as ridiculously overpowered as it was in the last few alpha waves, but it's still strong. And she's done well to carry me. Of course, we got lucky and picked up an early Skadi. She is the controller, the wave-based content goddess, and she will continue to be so, I'm sure, for a while. But first legendary picked up was Sphinx. That was a really lucky pull. Having a defensive unit, the vanish to keep your team from getting directly targeted. Great stuff. And then we hit a little bit of a wall at I believe it was Golden Guardian level 60, and I couldn't figure out how to kill him fast enough before he ulted, and that is where this little guy came in. We used a Kate Sith. I just literally stole the gear that I had, because gear was like my big problem, my big holdup in this entire first day of alpha. But we used this. Where is it? I think maybe it's one of the does this do it? Oh, it does. Okay, maybe it's one of the awakenings where oh yes, this one, Awakening 3. The hero's Ender Vanish decreases the target's divinity. So we used that to kind of keep Golden Guardian in check until we can actually kill him. That was super helpful. But I was really stretched for resources at that point. As you can see, some of the builds I'm working with, this is all gone because I stole it all. But we have some rather weak stuff. We got a little bit of accuracy, defense, resistance, kind of like mixed and matched. You'll see I have like hardly any speed boots. This is all stuff I farmed overnight because I knew I needed to. Pretty underleveled build here because the stuff was not fantastic, but it was enough to get me going. My one like damage build here couldn't even quite max the crit even with the level 16 helmet. So that's the kind of stuff we're working with. Here's my other speed boots. These deserved to go up. I didn't have the money to rank them up. That's the other point. And this build, this one, we went back to high accuracy. We played around with making her a damage dealer for the Golden Guardian. Then as I started getting more gear, I started putting her back into control. This build was just throw on as many like flat pieces and speed set bonuses as I could because I didn't have enough gear for a 5th person. So that's kind of where we were at before I farmed overnight. So after stream, I came in here and I basically looked for anything that I could auto while I wasn't sitting down at my computer, because I was sitting at my computer for a lot of yesterday. So we did a little bit of 85. I would have kept going, but it would fail after every couple of runs. So I did a little bit of this because I need the alchemy stones for eternal. And of course, there's legendary hero chance. We did some 79 for just the abnormal amount of XP. You get a lot more XP from the 9 stages. And it helps with the weapon upgrade materials. Did some 78 to get some weapons, which I had hardly any of. And I ended up settling on stage 70 here because this. You can get any kind of piece in any of these sets, which I don't know too much about the sets yet. I haven't gotten to play around with them a ton, but we're going to try that today. And you can also pick up legendary heroes. So just before I started recording this video, I took a little sneak peek, and you may have noticed earlier, I did pick up 3 legendaries. Now, last wave, I did have Shamash and Isis, but I haven't gotten to use Dracula yet. But getting Dracula makes me a little bit excited that I have invested into Lady Shock, because we should be able to use those as a duo together. Drac has this consuming all stacks of bleed and increasing the damage. That's a big one because Lady Shock can put out a bunch of bleeds, so that should synergize really well, and we'll make a team around that. I also picked up a bunch of epics I didn't have yesterday too, so we can do a lot of empowerments on Gilgamesh, and on Green Knights we can empower our Pandora almost all the way, and Imhotep. So yeah, we've got a bunch in here. Another bleed hero, so fully empowered already, or fully awakened already. It should be good, and just barely didn't max out the hero, so we didn't lose anything either, which is great. You always get scared if you overcap and you lose. Whatever they are turns right into spirits. It's not terrible, but then you don't get to see what you had. It makes you feel this little bit of FOMO. So yeah, we're just gonna mess around with a bunch of gear. Did get a bunch of gear in. I have to see what really matters more is the rank, right? What really matters more is the rank. We have a couple of rank 4 pieces. Maybe we'll probably be doing a lot of these builds with rank 3 pieces, because we're not at the deep enough floors to get the increased gear drop rates. But I needed something to work with. I didn't even have a full page worth of gear in any of these pieces to even work with yesterday. So we'll actually gear up at least 5 people and get a team rolling for the Fafnir fight today. So that's about all that I got going on the account right now. Of course, I did stop it. It didn't quite make it through all my energy when I woke up, so I figured I'd just stop it and blow through the rest of it today. We're gonna do that on stream for a while. And yeah, so if you're interested, you can catch me over on Twitch. I'll have my little thing pop up right over there, and the link is also in the description. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope to catch you on the next one.